Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. It's about that time for you to kick back, relax, and get into the boat as we kick off. No, the boat is small. Let's use ship because it's a political voyage. There will be turbulence.
Is it a cruise boat?
More like a.
Well, it's not a yacht, definitely.
More like a slave ship.
I
I shouldn't be making jokes like that. Please forgive me. Reason why I say that is that at times politicians will take you for a ride.
Yeah, no.
And it's not the kind of ride you want to be in. They will make promises, and we'll come to that. Let me not talk about that. But yes, this ship is a cruise ship, and we will stop at different ports and talk about different things. It's all about politics in Nigeria. It's a 30 minutes program at the moment, and what we do is talk strictly politics, more of Nigerian politics, and once in a while we might dabble and talk a little bit of the foreign. But once again, forgive me for that distasteful joke.
You're forgiven.
And it's been an interesting week. A lot of things has happened. We are keeping tabs on things, and we will definitely be looking at political issues. Number one trending topic out there on social media now is Tinubu. That one name. We'll look at why he's trending on social media, things that's happened in around that time. The last time we were here, which was 8 days ago, we had not noticed or heard about the outburst by another stalwart of the APC, Aregbesola. Something happened during the course of the week, and eventually the primaries came. So we'll be taking a look at the APC gubernatorial primaries in Osun State, and of course a little bit of news from other parties, what's happening here and there, but again, we're still counting down to the APC Congress. They seem to be in the news a lot these days, Yemi.
And I keep telling you that I'm not so sure that Congress will hold.
He has been very strong on that part. So there's a whole lot of stuff to talk about. And we all know that more and more people are throwing their hats into the ring when it comes to who wants to be president of Nigeria in 2023.
Some interesting, some each comical relief.
Some of them, like you said, they're just jokers, right? Like they're just like, I need a little bit of publicity.
I think there was a woman and 3-year-old and something else woman that said she wants to.
Over the course of the week, yes. A 102 or so year old woman. She actually had a press conference. And I think we should take a look at that too, and look at the people who have thrown their hats into the ring. Incidentally, we were both in Abuja over the weekend, and he didn't know and I didn't know until we go back here, and we spoke about it. And
I went for no one.
I went for a meeting too, or 2 or 3. Yes, your Oambe was from little from.
That was a no one.
All right, so let's quickly take a look at a few stories that are in the news, and before we get into all these other things that we've talked about, Yemi, quickly let's talk about.
But Shola, let's do something to our new listeners. The people might not know that you're Shola Rogers and I'm Yemi Saka.
Thank you for bringing me back to earth. I think I was just too eager to dive into it. Yeah. And we've gone on for.
Is Shola Rogers, the big boss? He's as big as
He's doing that so that I'm the one that gets into trouble. Okay, no problem.
Interesting.
All right, yes, Yemi, Saka, and Shola Rogers holding it down. It's always fun to do this program with you, Yemi. And quickly, let's talk about one thing that popped up a few minutes ago. And we all know that one of the strongest politicians in the Southeast is definitely Governor Willy Obiano of Anambra State. And we know that it's winding down, Abi.
Yeah.
It should be leaving the seat of power soon.
Yeah, soon.
Okay, I think on the 17th, it's going to be on the 17th of March, which is a few days away. But this headline is actually from Leadership newspaper, and it's boldly saying here, my wife will run for Senate in 2023, Governor Obiano.
Well, his wife is entitled to run. If she has the right credentials, fine. It's up for the to his party or a party, whichever she belongs to elect her to be a standard bearer at that point, at that contest. And above that, it's like lies with the electorate from the constituency to decide if she's good.
Going to get the ticket or not?
Even if she's getting the ticket, she's good enough to get to the upper chambers of the National Assembly.
Okay.
He can aspire, she can aspire, to perspire.
And aspire to transpire and inspire.
Inspire to
Conspire.
To conspire to retire.
Yes, and talking about retirement, Governor Obiano says, I am going to rest after my tenure in Anambra State. I do not need to be told that I did well for Anambra people because I know I did well too. Sometimes I am impolite about this because I know that I spent my sleepless nights to ensure that I did the many projects I did for Anambra people. That is Governor Obiano speaking, in the leadership newspaper.
But if you talk to a dullard, probably bring a dullard out and ask him, well, how is your performance? A dullard will rate himself based on his performance level.
You're just speaking generally now.
Yeah, generally now. So if you pick a dullard and a dullard will see his failure as good enough, that has done so well, because that's his best. The best of a failure is failing exceedingly well or excessively or fantastically. So if Obiano by his own parameters and
judging himself,
what yardstick and whatever it brings into being or bearing to believe he has done so well, we can allow him. It's his right. He's entitled to blow his trumpet, because if he doesn't blow his trumpet, I might be one that come and blow it for him from Lagos. No, let him blow his trumpet. But it's left for people, people in Anambra State, people who are from outside Anambra State to look at the human capital development indices and judge him to have either failed
or passed. Okay. All right. So, like you pointed out, you said his wife is eminently qualified to contest, but he is not going to do anything. He just wants to rest after giving his all to his people.
At least it's giving the retirement of our governors a new dimension. That you can retire by proxy to the National Assembly. A lot of them retire to National Assembly by proxy. From government, they just want to go to the Senate. But it's like, let's try this new twist. Let's just keep telling our wives there.
Okay. We know that a lot of them are doing it, at least even the former governor of Lagos State.
Yeah,
his wife also made it to Senate.
Yeah.
All right. Because what's good for the geese is good for the gander, good for the goose is good for the gander.
You're not balance.
Okay. A bit of breaking news actually coming out of Abuja now. A federal high court. This is also from the leadership newspapers. A federal high court in Abuja today struck out a suit seeking the disqualification of former Vice President Abubakar Atiku from contesting the 2023 presidential election. The suit marked FHC ABJCS 177 challenged Atiku's eligibility on the premise that he's not a Nigerian by birth.
You see,
over to you.
We have a lot of comedians in the political space, and I don't even think how anybody in his right senses or in his or right sense or what have you will think a high court of the land will consider or will declare Alhaji Atiku Abubakar an alien in Nigeria. Whether you even if because that's how, because we've not delineated Nigeria to say where he hails from Adamawa is now in Cameroon, and I even for the fact that he has held at least number 2 position in this country of the land, but it's a doctrine of necessity. There was not going to be a pronouncement against him. It was just some people just wasting judicial time and what have you.
Okay.
And if people are saying that Muhammadu Buhari's president claimed he had cousins from the Nigerian Republic, so if you want to dig deeper, we probably could find out saying Muhammadu Buhari is from Niger, because at some point all federal government policies and projects were directed towards Niger. So, but that is me being highly speculative. And there was something I heard from Uhuru Kenyatta, the president of Kenya. He said there was a family that two cousins. One was from Kenya, one was from Uganda. They share a common border, and one became a vice president and one became a minister in Uganda, and they are cousins. So That was foolhardy of anybody. It was pure foolishness for anybody to think a court of the land will grant him or have such prayers.
Okay.
What's gonna happen?
We need to breeze through and
Yeah.
quickly. We're still talking political news now,
Mm.
and we're taking news from the newspapers and the major political blogs and stuff. And Niger News is saying defection looming. Ganduje praises Kwankaso hours after condemning PDP. What's your quick take on this one?
No, it's obvious that Kwankaso knows that they probably will not get a ticket, even if the ticket is going to go to the northern part of the country in PDP. Well, some people have been speculating APC. Some people are folding their hands, expecting to go to ADC or one of the third forces.
That's Kwankaso.
Yeah, Kwankaso, because it knows it's not going to get to PDP. It's southern Nigeria.
What they are implying here is that for Ganduje to be praising him, he might be making his way.
Kwankaso is on his way out of PDP. So
You have a strong feeling about this.
There's that strong conviction that he knows the contest is against the southern Nigeria versus Atiku and Saraki, and it's not in the mix. Not even him, not Tambuwal. Those guys are just there making the headlines. They are not bringing up any competition. This is not a disrespect to what they've achieved politically. This is not a disrespect to their persons or resources or political relevance. It's just the obvious truth. Now, those two guys are not considered as a threat or in the mix of things in PDP for now. It's just Atiku, Saraki, and southern Nigeria of the PDP.
All right. Talking about southern and northern Nigeria, there's an headline that says and is screaming 2023. Tambuwal gives conditions that can make a southerner become Nigeria's next president. This is from Nigerian News, again, nigeriannews.com, and they're saying that the governor of Sokoto State says it's not impossible for a southerner to become the next president of Nigeria in 2023, and because this is all centered around the issue of zoning. Everybody knows that the PDP, which is Tambuwal's party, has it written clearly that there's zoning.
People should have suspected Tambuwal a long time ago. We should have suspected him when he hijacked the speakership of the House of Representatives from Mukailata. We should have been suspected. The guy should have been a suspect. I don't know why we just let that slide, Maybe because there was this.
It was all political at the end of the day.
Maybe because we just felt we didn't like the face of Goodluck Jonathan, but that his treachery, was evident at that point. But I think now we should take a cursory look and evaluation of his activities. Yeah, thank you, Tambuwal.
So according to him, he says here that the governor cautioned that any political party that wants to win 2023 elections must do away with sentiment and strategize to present a candidate that can get the people's vote regardless of region.
Why are they saying this now? These guys are
Yemi, hold it. There's more. And when he was asked about a southern PDP presidential candidate for 2023, Tambuwal said, and I quote, "It depends on certain fundamentals and indices. If it is the decision of the political players, just as it was done in 1999, that the major political parties will field candidates from a particular region, as was done in the case of President Olusegun Obasanjo and Chief Olufalaye, then if Nigerians are having only two options from two regions, one of them would win. But if there is a political party that decides to go south and another one goes north, the numbers will count. And we all know the voting strength of every bloc in this country. So it is up to the political parties that are really interested in winning elections to be guided by certain primordial considerations or sentiments to strategize and drop a candidate that can win the election. For that party, it's a matter of strategy." Yemi?
I would say this too. What I would like it, and so my people are watching us live, and I stand by my convictions. You see, these bogus, and I mean bogus, I'm not saying large numbers, I mean bogus as imaginary figures that will churn out as vote results
for a particular block.
From a particular block that has gotten Tambuwal that deluded to think they have the largest numbers of voters or votes in their custody. We will put an end to this anomaly, this fraud, if I can call it, when we have a true census and if Muhammadu Buhari as a president
signs the electoral,
genuinely will sign the electoral act, which I will still boldly say
he doesn't plan to. Yemi feels that President
that
Buhari does not want
that
to.
man will not sign it. So some of us know him. That man will not sign that thing, and it's obvious because if the contentious issues to him has been repackaged and reworked, it wouldn't have taken him more than 24 hours to sign that thing. But Muhammadu Buhari's problem with the electoral act is the electronic transmission of results.
Okay, carry on, please break it down.
And I tell you what, Muhammadu Buhari's, and the reason is this: with the electronic transmission of results, we could at least have a semblance of an accurate election vote figures, and with the sentiments and the mood, because Muhammadu Buhari himself knows, and presidency knows they've not performed so well, and he knows it's going to be a referendum on his performance, and he has an interest in who succeeds him, because if any other person succeeds him for who he doesn't endorse or have the asking party for him, he knows they're going to drag him like Tiger Generator. so his problem is not about the form of because his AGF has been talking, saying it's to satisfy people's whatever. Okay, sign this thing. At least the Niger Data Development Commission Act, the NDDC Act, was signed, Abasanjo was vetoed, and over time we've been trying to think how they had to get to make it work better. Sign this thing because the most important thing to Nigerians is the electronic transmission of votes, which this guy does not want. He believes is somebody that will tell you that they've blocked grazing route and the headers are the victim. You think he's going to embrace technology at this time and age?
And now sign the bill.
And a government that is a man that administration has been anti-technology.
If the president signs this electoral act, what are you going to give us?
I'm going to go to church for the first time in almost 7 years to say thanks.
That's your problem. What do we get as your followers and friends and fans?
No, for you as a co-anchor or the main anchor, I'll get a bottle of fantastic wine.
I don't want wine. I want spirits.
Okay, I'll get a bottle of spirit.
Yeah.
That guy will not sign it.
So that this bet will last until either the president signs it or until when he leaves. So I leave is until when he leaves. You won't even buy anything.
Another thing is this, because if him not signing it affects it, because by law, by constitutional provisions, I probably might not get the exact sections now. INEC is meant to roll out its time and political activities.
There should be a timetable, yeah. There's a timeline.
360 days to the next election and probably 360 days to the handover date. I probably will confirm that. So with this, INEC will just have to announce its timetable and itinerary using the old or the existing act.
Because it has to be backed by law.
It has to be backed by law. And now, another thing is the law empowers INEC to conduct elections how it didn't fair. I think that's section 6 or 7 of the Electoral Act. Now, we are hoping that if INEC goes ahead, conduct an election and adopt electronic transmission of results, our politicians will be as magnanimous and as selfless and as patriotic as Jonathan that will not contest the outcome of the result, citing the electronic transmission of result that was not captured in the Electoral Act, which Buhari will not sign, or by virtue of the refusal of Buhari to sign the amendment. So, if Jonathan had gone to court in 2015 contesting the use of card reader, probably Buhari wouldn't have smelled the presidency. Because it was not in the electoral act at that time. So we are hoping and praying that, okay, fine, for INEC to satisfy or meet up with the yearnings and aspirations of Nigerians that are already in the 21st century and looking ahead, not some people in the monolithic age, the public could bring about electronic voting and transmission of results and what have you, and electronic computation of results. That makes it easier for us. That will not be somebody will now be reading with a flashlight and be confused about the figures, at the collation center. That will move us forward, and we'll now try to appeal to the sentiments of these politicians, which obviously we will know are most times driven by lifelong ambition or dream to become the president. That they will not go to court.
Yemi.
I'm not throwing stones.
All right, he's not throwing stones. And talking about people throwing stones, let's quickly take a look at someone who threw stones over the course of the week. And again, it's related to how Tinubu is trending. And we're talking about the former governor of Osun State, former commissioner in Lagos, and now a serving minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Yes, aka Baba Kabri. We're talking about Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola, the former governor of the state of Osun, which the court says does not exist.
You see.
So Yemi, you saw what happened.
I saw what happened.
In a nutshell, and you saw what happened, and you've seen what has happened in the primaries. Your quick opinions, because we need to marry that with statements that have been accredited to Bola Tinubu.
You know, but for me, I'll just say this. So a lot of people are getting excited, saying yes, the Tinubu structure is working. Aregbesola has been, disgraced. Yes, to a very large extent, they might be right or they are right. But what, to me, whether we like it or not, and I said it often, and I'll say it again. I said it somewhere earlier today, or was it yesterday? The bulk, the economic activities of Osun State evolves around civil service, and we know, but don't let us lie to ourselves. The membership, being a civil servant in those states, by extension, you get the membership of political party. They're either your direct category member or sympathizers and what have you. Aregbesola's policies in Osun State while he was governor was ridiculous. There's a school right now that has gone out of existence because of him. Fakunle High School.
What happened? What happened to Fakunle?
He moved the students of the school, distributed them among schools in Osun State.
Wow.
Demolished the school building and what have you.
And rebuilt a new school?
If they had done that, fantastic. He built a shopping mall. That's where ShopRite is sitting right now in Osogbo. He destroyed a heritage because of what? You came up with ridiculous same school uniform, came up with Okmoimo that did not transfer knowledge to anybody.
Where is Okmoimo?
Okmoimo, apparently a lot of people are using it to do a lot of things that we cannot be proud of. I can say.
Is it still working? Do the schools still have it? Do the students still get access?
I think it went with that generation now.
Okay.
So, and above all, the most important one, this decisive factor was the modulated salaries and everything, which was
break modulated salary down.
Yeah,
down
some people were getting 75% of the salary, some were getting
throughout his tenure,
some were getting 50%, some were getting. So that was what brought about the phrase "afusa half salary." So what happened yesterday was an endorsement of Oyetola's policies and reversal, an endorsement of Oyetola's reversal of the many skewed, unheard of, ridiculous policies of Aregbesola.
And that's his own grouse. He says that he's trying to destroy his legacy.
You see, I will say this and I'm about to say this. The job crisis we're having in Southwest right now, that by extension spilled to
Kwara State, yeah?
He was started by him in Osun State. Because I when I was in secondary school, my cousin that is of the Celestial Church faith attended Muslim Girls High School Jebodi. There was nothing like,
and nothing went wrong.
Nothing went wrong.
She was not indoctrinated
and the girls
or brainwashed.
And the girls there did not even have the hijabs. No, all they had was the beret.
So Yemi, on that note, Osun has played out now. Your analysis is that it was largely due to his own failing as a governor.
No. And that was why I guess Oyetola, because he's a custodian of the party structures and everything.
But isn't that a plus for Oyetola?
No, it's a plus for Oyetola. And I'm going to say something.
And by extension, a plus for his principal.
Yeah, because it might translate to your good fortune for Tinubu. That is if they want to adopt party primaries. But let's look at one serious germane issue that was the argument from Aregbesola's camp. The argument is this: that the state party chairman, cannot and should not come from the same zone as the state governor, and that is what is happening right now in Osun State.
And which means that they have a strong point actually, but sadly
they didn't think out their process.
I think that's what they should have focused on instead of dirty politics. And talking about dirty politics, because there are all sorts of politics. There's an headline.
We've seen do or die.
There's an headline that people have gone to town with, but as a journalist, it behoves on us to always look for the facts. So the statement we're hearing now is, I'm ready to fight dirty Bola Tinubu.
I'm ready to play dirty politics.
But what he actually said is that I am ready for more dirt to be thrown at me in my quest for the presidency. Those were his exact words.
Yeah.
It's not the same thing, Yemi.
I know.
So let's put that aside. Now, he made a trip he has continued on his strategic meetings. He made a trip to meet with the Alafin of Oyo.
Supposed strategic meetings?
I don't think it's supposed, Yemi. I think they are strategic.
Alafin of Oyo.
Anywhere a candidate goes, Yemi, Look, okay, there are names that have confirmed that they are running.
Yeah.
Anything they are doing now is strategic.
Okay. I accept.
Rochas Okorocha, I saw his beautiful campaign office in Abuja.
Fantastic. The guy has taste.
You saw it too, right?
Yeah. It's not that one.
Yeah. I saw Tinubu's campaign office in Abuja too.
No,
Then
sit down.
I did. I went out. I actually went out a lot.
Let me on record. I saw the campaign office too of this young man, Salisu Mustafa, the APC chairman. Fantastic.
The incoming APC chairman, or
God in it, man.
yo. So, but talking about APC chairman, as we talk about Tinubu and APC and the rest, there was one bold feature that you will notice in Abuja. Driving from the airport to central area or anywhere you're going, 8 out of 10 billboards is a campaign for the chairman of the APC. I don't think that has ever happened before, because everywhere is APC campaign for chairman. How many chairmen? Only one.
No, only one. But it's a dicey thing. There's Sonny Musa, there's George Akume, there's Abdulaziz Yari, there's someone in UK recuperating. There's Salisu Mustafa. Which other person?
There's a whole lot of them.
There's a whole lot of them.
Former governors here and there, all of that.
But it just shows you how there's so much vested interest in that office, and I just pray PC survives this thing. And
you have a feeling that it's probably it's gonna be, instead of make or mar, it is mar. Instead of to make them, you feel that the Congress will mar.
I think President Muhammadu Buhari, sorry for my choice, was the most self-preservationist in this world. When the governors went to, okay, we're having this contest about, this argument around core and, wranglings here and there. Okay, make it easy for us as the leader of the party. Pick somebody and endorse. Trust my guy. The guy bailed out. Those else. Went to Belgium. Now he's back. He's meant to meet with them tomorrow. Let's hope that meeting will hold. But it would be against the.
I don't think he's going to endorse anybody openly.
It would be against the tenets of democracy and internal democracy and political parties for him to endorse.
Yeah.
Because what I like it streamlines the activities and the choice and the results. But
so in the same statement that you make, you praise him, then you knock him.
No, but at least I'll be true. I'll be truthful. I knew he wasn't going to endorse anybody. Because that's his style. He has gotten what he wanted. He doesn't care. He's not seeking third term, at least to the best of my knowledge. So he doesn't care who becomes the president of the party. You can carry your cross. But at the same time, I just want to say, okay, fine. If we can as well, if it's self-preservation or preservationist tendency, will guarantee internal democracy in the party. Sometimes some people will be doing bad things and it will turn out to the greater good of the people. So fantastic for the party.
All right, this is where we weigh the anchor. Before we do, we have a quote from the one and only Yemi Saka himself.
Yeah, fine. I don't know what I was thinking in 2021 when I came up with it. I said politics is the art of manipulating the emotions and will of a society by knowing what they need and what they want to hear, but telling them what they want to hear in a bit to control their destinies.
Yeah,
that's what politics is about. So
it's what you want to hear, not necessarily
what you need.
Then they'll come back to tell you what you want to hear again and again.
And but you can your destinies to them.
You can change that. The reason why they need you is because they can't do it by themselves. They need your endorsement. They need your votes. They need you to endorse them. So think about it clearly before you do, and please go get your PVCs.
Please, let's keep appealing to HINEC to please make that website.
Yeah, some people said that they've gotten through on the website. I got
God.
some feedback just after the program last week. So, but maybe you should check personally and let us know.
I'll try again. Then today in politics, today is the day. On this day in 1924, the great man Robert Mugabe, was given birth to, somewhere in, and a lot of people say is the father of memes. So a lot of people call memes, but it's the father of memes. Yeah, and the guy lived so long and he died September 6 to 2019. But let me tell people that Mugabe is one of the most lettered and learned leader that's ever graced the continent of Africa. I think he had 3 or 4 PhDs. Also today,
I know he was very well educated.
No, the guy was very well educated. And today in history, 1972, the United States President Richard Nixon visited China, the communist country, to put an end to 21-year, embargo, or wave between the two nations.
All right, that's our show today. Hopefully we'll be back same time next week,
same station.
But you can also catch this on YouTube. You can
Yeah.
watch it again. Subscribe to our YouTube page, and leave a comment, share, thumbs up, thumbs down, anything. Just let's hear from you.
I'll bring your adverts.
Yeah. All right, God bless you guys.
You have a
Peace out.
fantastic week.
Yeah.